Okay, so today we're going to do a blended sky, which is graduated sky all the way down, blending as we go along. So we will be needing pastels, obviously. I'm using Terry Ludwig at the moment, and I will be using some pipe insulation for the blending. As we're doing quite a bit, I don't want to use my fingers too much because I won't have any fingerprints left. Right, okay, so directly above you then you have the darkest colour, so you're looking through the most air molecules that you can. So straight above you is darker, and as you go further away it gets lighter and lighter. This will give you perspective, so it goes away from you, it gives you an aerial perspective, looking like you're looking through the sky. The best way I can describe it, ending with a lighter tone towards the horizon. I'm not going to do a horizon on here. I'm just going to go straight down the paper with a graded wash, we used to call it in watercolour, but obviously in pastels it's not a wash. It's just a one, well, not forced to be one tone, could be a couple of tones towards the bottom. I'm going to use more colours because obviously it gets nearer to the horizon. Then we use more like a very subtle cream, and it does happen on the horizon where it meets the floor. So I'm going to do a blended sky for this one. Okay, so I'm going to start with a blue that's directly above you, and I'm going to use colours that are they work together. So they're closely connected with tone wise. Okay, so I'm not jumping from one tone to another. So I'll start by using the side of the pastel, and I'm just going to put that on to, I'm using Clairefontaine pastel mat, and I'm using Terry Ludwig pastels for this. And I will just come down about halfway. And then I'll be using slightly lighter, overlapping. It's nothing hard so far. Just making it, we want to make it flat in a minute, so it is a graduated sky I'm doing. And it's what we call a blended sky. And then I will use one more slightly lighter towards the horizon. Okay, and I could go one more. This is more like a real pale, it's more like a cream colour. But it is a blended sky we're doing, doesn't have to be one colour. Right, now I'm going to take the insulation foam and I'm just going to blend that into the teeth of the paper. Remember, Clairefontaine pastel mat is a sandpaper sort of texture. It's got teeth. I'm trying to talk while I'm doing this, it's a little bit noisy. And all I'm doing is just pushing the pastel back into the pastel mat to allow me to layer up some more pastel on top of this if need be. So just making sure that's nice and flat then. I don't want any lines. Just put those on the top so I can tackle the bottom. And really, there was nothing hard about that, was there? Nothing hard about that whatsoever. If you feel you need more colours on there, or because we've only got one layer on there, it will allow you to do clouds. It would allow you to change the colours if you don't feel that they're correct. So for instance, if I feel that this middle bit here needs to be a little bit lighter, I can go over it with this, Could use my finger because we're now working pastel on top of pastel, so it's not on pastel mat. So if we'll blend really easily, if it's not blending as well as you like, and just push it back into the pastel mat a little bit more, and then you can scrumble on top. But it will blend really, really nicely, really, really well. All soft pastels have this ability. Obviously they work different depending on what sort you've got. These are Terry Ludwig. Sennelier will do more or less the same. Jacksons are a little bit harder, so maybe a little bit more work pushing it back into the pastel mat. But with these Terry Ludwigs and the Senneliers, also Jackson's Art, SAA, that all those pastels are soft to a degree. They are softer and less soft, if you know what I mean. So you will get to know what your pastels will do, but you need to practice. Okay, so that's a graded blended wash. Still call them washers because I used to be a watercolour tutor as well. So yeah, so it's a sky that's blended. Okay, now the next one we're going to do, I will do in the next video. Okay, I want to do these short so I can try and get them onto Patreon. Okay, so I will see you in the next video.